We got Cowboy. What's up, Cowboy?
Just curious. I've been backstage by most of the friends of a good group. She's on a smear campaign, and I don't really know how to deal with it.
A girl from the group is on a smear campaign, or is it somebody that you're dating? Oh, this is an ex. And what's happening? What is she doing?
Just running my name through the mud, false allegations. You know the story, divorce, how it goes.
Assassination of your character.
I broke my neck. I was on the episode 80. Told you about that. The bad tick bite. Haha. So many friends have gone with her because we were all a group of friends, and the title of it was "They're Not Your Friends." Well, people I've known for 15, 20 years, I thought were very near and dear to me, have just ghosted me, and nope.
What is she telling them?
Oh, the typical narcissistic, abusive. You weren't in the home, so you didn't know. Those kind of things.
Mm-hmm. And these guys are no longer talking to you as a result of her storytelling?
For sure.
And they were friends of yours too?
Yes, sir. I race boats in a very private community. We run shallow rivers.
Yeah.
I got 600 horse in my boat, plus I hit it with a 300 shot of nitrous. Very tight-knit group of people. The place we camped at, we had 20 campers. Everybody was a couple. We were all friends. Two of the gentlemen in that group have reached out. Hey, it's been a year. How you doing? Haven't heard from you. And I basically self-isolated. I'm trying to reassert my life. And, the broken neck thing, that's a big thing. The tick bite was a big thing. So I'm trying to realign my life with higher standards and higher quality people. But when they're the highest quality people in your town, you start to think maybe I should move towns.
Where do you live?
About an hour south of St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. Look, man, at the end of the day, you've formed this like vortex of like friendships when you travel in circles, either with your wife or with your girlfriend for a while, and they start talking to wives and girlfriends, and friends become friends of those sorts of things. And at the end of the day, like, if me and my gal broke up and friends that we had that we traveled in circles with, let's say, that's the rally group or something like that, and then they stopped talking to me, or they didn't want to hang out anymore. If I text them and say, hey, let's go get a coffee, or let's go to this place and do something, and they weren't responsive, or they made up excuses, who cares? They've done you a favor. Do you have to get up and explain yourself to them? Do you have to ask them, why are you listening to my crazy ex? Because if they're that gullible and they're that persuadable, do you really want them as friends?
No, and I've realized that. Like, the sincerity of people is genuinely 90%, not as much as you're going to give.
And, like I said at the start of the show, like, you will be betrayed by women in your life, and you will be betrayed by friends. These are the two most difficult areas that you have to contend with when you're a man, is that people are going to fuck you over. Your friends will screw you over, and women will screw you over. And I'll be honest with you, they hurt just as much, right? Like, if you ego invest into a friendship with a guy, and you travel and you do things together, and you build bikes together, and you race together, and you do all this sort of stuff, and then all of a sudden they just turn around and they backstab you, it hurts just as much as if a chick goes and bangs another guy. It's just another form of betrayal, right? So when somebody shows you who they are, what's the old saying? Believe them, right?
So how do you develop a true network of friends? I mean, dude, I was in the Marine Corps. That's blood brothers. Like, you can't.
Yeah. So what happened to all those guys that you came up with?
Time drifts you apart. Location, you don't hang out as much. I mean, I could still call them and they'd still be there for me, but it's not a weekly, it's not a monthly, it's not a daily need. It's a once every 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Those were the guys that I hung out with every single weekend.
Make it more frequent. Make it a reason for you guys to get together. Like, look, I've got some local friends, but I've also got guys in my community. Like I've talked about my 1% community for years now. It started out as like a Patreon tier basically, and then I pulled it off that platform and off Facebook because I don't like the way that it was going. So I have a private community. And if you guys, see my social media stuff, like if I'm on Instagram, you'll see me traveling to places like Colorado skiing with a lot of these guys. Or a couple of weeks ago, we just went hunting, or I'll travel down to the Caribbean, right? Sort of thing. So it's like there's opportunities to network with other people that don't live in your city. And I don't mind traveling for that. I'm not a guy that really likes to travel, to be honest with you. Like I'm not down with airports and air travel. It's a real pain in the ass. I kind of hate it at this stage.
I did just join the 10% community, and I did do the School of Entrepreneurship.
Okay,
and
good.
I'm loving them both.
Good. So that's a good starting area. Like that's a staging ground, right? But like most of the like higher level meetups and conversations, like the hunting stuff was only extended to guys in the 1% community that are top tier generals that have been around for a while and prove themselves. So you have to get involved. You have to have conversations, hop into the Zoom calls. Hey, this is going on. What's going on? Somebody asks a question. I have experience with that. Let me see what I can do to be useful there, sort of thing. You see what I'm saying, right? Like you get out of it what you put into it.
I network a lot. I've been hog hunting. Circle K hog hunting ranch in Texas is a good friend of ours. I love hunting. I love killing shit and stuffing it and putting it on the wall. But those weren't the guys that I did that stuff with. Those were the guys that I hung out weekend soccer games, putting the kids together, and all of that has been divided, which is it's a very hard pill to swallow.
Reach out, make the effort. If it's not reciprocated, or if they ghost you, or I heard your wife said this, that, or the other thing, or you hear it from someone else. It's just like, why even bother with them? Like, there's one thing that I've learned about friendships as I've gotten older, because I've seen this over and over again, Cowboy. I've seen this in my 20s and my 30s. I've even seen it in my 40s now, dealing with guys in a mano swamp, right? Like, you think people are your friends and they've got your back when you help them out, when you lift them up, when you answer their questions, when you protect them when other people are trying to attack them, sort of thing, but they don't really like. You're going to get that in life. It's always going to exist. You just have to leave these people behind. And you don't have to hate them. You don't have to ruin their lives. You don't have to do anything malicious like some of these asshats do. Just put some distance. That's all it is. And you move on. You have these epochs, you have these chapters in your life, right? Like what you're doing now is not what you were doing in your 30s or even in your 20s or your teens. And that's okay. Like a lot of people think that you make friends for lives. Like people put so much emphasis in high school friendships, in the teen years and even in the 20s. And I'll be honest with you, there's probably one guy that I have in my phone right now. If I were to call him, he'd probably answer, from high school. The rest of them, I don't even talk to. Right. And that's okay. That's okay. You just leave those friendships behind. You just leave them behind.
No, I get it. I went to 3 different high schools. I made many of friends, and I take that back. I made many of acquaintances.
That's exactly it. That's the distinguishing difference, right?
Yeah.
Because your best friends, you can walk up to their front door at 2:00 in the morning with a shovel in your hand and say, "I got a problem. It's in my trunk. I need help." And his answer will be like, "We taking your car or mine?" Doesn't ask you what the problem is.
That's a good friend, but those are
doesn't ask him what the help is, right? Like those are the kind of guys that have your back. It's the kind of guys that will talk shit to your face. They'll make fun of your car. They'll make fun of your boat. They'll say your motorcycle is too feminine. Nice bike. Does it come in men's or something like that? But they'll always protect you behind your back. So when your ex-wife or your ex-girl talks shit about you, they don't want to hear it. I know Cowboy is my boy. I trust him. I'm not interested in hearing your narcissistic rants about blah, 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 or whatever it happens to be. So when they pick a side like that and they've shown you who they are, then do yourself a favor and just don't even bother them. If you want companionship, just get a dog. I always tell guys this, they want a woman as a companion. They want a best friend. That's
18 years of marriage, man.
That's going to be your best friend.
20 years together. I will tell you, there is no such thing as your woman is your best friend. Yeah. Your best friend isn't even your best friend, because if he could, he would bang your old lady just because that's the way it works.
It's a very uncomfortable and unfortunate fact and truth. Yes, it is. I agree.
I appreciate talking to you, sir. I appreciate all you do, and hopefully you can help some more men get better at life.
Hop in the Zoom call tomorrow. We're on at 3 for the School of Entrepreneurship.
I will do, sir.
We'll talk some more then. All right, man?
Thank you.
See you, buddy. I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.